Welcome back to the channel. Now I want you to see if you can guess what the following have in common. An old steelworks plant, a man with a gun, a man dressed as a lobster, a nuclear power station, a wind farm, a load of ships, and finally a lifeboat rescue. Oh, and make sure you stick around for the sunset at the end as we capture an unbelievable shot.
You are ready for a different kind of life. You're silent, bold, the wind is cold. You must return to the wild.
Yep, you've got it. It's all coming up in this video. But especially watch out for Lobster Man, as it's a serious topic, so please listen to his personal, credible story. So this episode starts like many of ours do, in that it's time for us to move on. We've had a great 2 days at Saltburn by the sea, and it's definitely a place we'll come back to and we highly recommend. Now at this stage we're not 100% sure where we're going to stop next. All we know is that we're going to track north through Redcar and then check out a place called South Gare. So we wanted to come to Redcar because someone told us they took I think it used to have 2 piers or something, but anyway they took them down and they built a vertical one.
And the locals weren't happy.
Also,
the local we spoke to.
Yeah, the local we spoke to that lives here. And she said it looks like a helter-skelter, and she wasn't wrong. Gosh, that's interesting.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not quite sure about that one.
Now we don't stop here, but what's your opinion on that one? And we now head to South Gare. Not only is it a place on park for the night, but Stu wanted to see the old steelworks as it's a link to his past career.
Take the second exit now.
You know how sometimes decisions you make influence the day you have? Well, this is one of those moments.
Proceed 3 miles on the current road to your destination.
Private road. No, can't go.
So the sign ahead says private road. And as ever, we take it at face value and initially turn round. But we know there's a harbour and boats up this road, so it didn't quite make sense to us. So we quickly decide to go back and see a little bit further. Oh, crap. Do you think we need... They might be working there, Stu. That's the problem.
Well, you just said go down it.
But whilst I'm all for it to begin with, I then put doubt in Stu's mind. And so we then do U-turn number 2.
I know where I want to get to. I can't believe you can't get to it. Maybe you can't.
We then decide we're not giving up on this easily. So we try again for a 3rd time.
God, security guard.
And by this time we're starting to feel like naughty children that are breaking the rules and also about to be arrested. The steelworks are clearly in sight, but there is lots of vehicles around, so they must be security for the steelwork dismantling site. Stu loves his industrial history, and having worked in and around the heavy forging industry and the steelmaking environment, he can really connect to this type of landscape. These steelworks at South Gare were originally built by the Dorman Long Company in 1917. It produced steel for all over the world, including structures like the Sydney Harbour Bridge. It had many owners over the years, including British Steel and Chorus, who Stu worked for a short period of time before he went into IT. The plant was mothballed in 2009, losing 1,700 jobs. But it was reopened in 2012 by the Thai steel company SSI. However, unfortunately in 2015 it was finally shut, with the loss of 2,000 jobs, including local companies that were supplying the plant. The site is now being dismantled to become who knows what, and it looks like an old iron beast is being taken down piece by piece. So we carry on driving up the Peninsula Road, and we start to see many similar like-minded campervan and motorhomers. And this is the point when it all starts to get surreal.
Okay, this is random.
Well, you never know what you're going to find, are you? Oh, they're doing a film, I think. Oh, I love the fact there's a man there with a backpack in the middle of them. What's going on?
It's a photo shoot.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Post-apocalyptic.
It's what?
Post-apocalyptic photo shoot.
Ah. Post-apocalyptic. Can't even say it.
After the nuclear war.
Thank you.
Post-apocalyptic photo.
It's not easy to say that.
Random.
So we park up. It's a really random place. It's got beauty, it's got steelworks, and it seems to be right in the middle of a Mad Max film being recreated. With the backdrop of the old steelworks, the offshore wind farm and the nuclear power station on the other side, a Mad Max photo shoot actually makes sense. And it turns out that they're from a Facebook group called Through the Lens, where they share UK landscape and outdoor photographs. And the group dressing up do all sorts of charity dress-up events. They dress up as pirates, etc.
So you're just wandering around down on the beach?
Yeah, just waiting for photographers and taking pictures and that.
And as you can see, the amount of detail that they put into their outfits is unbelievable.
Brilliant. Just an everyday in Redcar.
And I even find one that's got the same hairstyle as I do. And we leave them to get on with their photo shoot in the dunes, which goes on for most of the day. And so I go off to have a walk around. And then just when I thought that I had seen everything, I bump into a man dressed as a lobster. Just had to go up and ask him why. Now unfortunately, I only had my iPhone on me, so the audio's really poor because the wind was really strong. But his name is David McCready.
My son got me it for Christmas because I'm so involved with lobsters all my life. I got the first one off Redcar, scuba diving when I was 14.
Wow.
I then had big sea farms in Anglesey, and then I straight, owned 30,000. 25-year-old, I was the biggest lobster dealer in Paris. I used to buy all the lobsters on this coast, up in Ballyg, Liverpool in Scotland, all the Welsh lobsters, and then I bought them all on the west coast of Ireland.
Wow.
I'm a professional diver, marine biologist, oceanographer. I came back up here 14 years ago. I'm now senior lecturer at Cambridge.
Wow.
I was walking the dog down here last week in September last year, and I saw a big dredger where that boat is out there now. And all the tests, toxicology, must have been done. Within days, there were dead lobsters all the way along the Gare. Big, healthy lobsters looking dead. And my wife walked from Getaway car park from Redcar and just said, well, all the crabs, lobsters, all the crabs and razor shells and fish are all dead on the sand on this side. The next week, this will all be on the beach between Redcar and Saltburn, and it was knee deep. Thousands of lobsters, crabs, all sorts of species, flatfish. And within a matter of days, I was asked to help the Whitby Fishermen's Association. There is nothing living between here and 3 miles in a band all the way down this coast now.
Wow.
Fishermen are pulling 1,800 knots and getting nothing. Everything is dead.
Unfortunately, the audio cut out, but what he was saying was that it was affecting the seals and the pups. The dredging works occurring and further works planned, he believes, is causing these toxins to be dispersed.
And how, sorry, I'm just a bit worried about the wind. How come there's nothing in the news?
We got in the news before Christmas that DEFRA has now said it's nothing to do with them, which is ridiculous. They're a government body. We've been in touch with CFAS. They've said they've done 1,000 tests and can't find any toxin. more than 5 milligrams per kilogram is toxic to marine plants and animals. We tested stuff at Saltburn pier that was dead, crabs and lobsters, and the reading was 456. So it's a substance called pyridine. It's a waste product from steel and coke manufacture, which is obviously where it's coming from there. Not saying it's the only
Yeah.
toxin.
But that's not in operation, is it? Or is it?
No, but over the last 150 years, that's all been dumped in the Tees. It's come
Right.
down in the river, and the velocity stops meeting the sea. It's sedimented into these sandbanks.
Right.
So there's innumerable toxins come down this river.
The Council have asked DEFRA, which stands for the Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs, to look into this further. And they stated it was due to an algae bloom that he and others dispute. And I guess this will roll on for some time, and you can make your own mind up. I know I did. And whilst I know the clip went on, I felt it was really important to share one person's passionate and credible view of what's happening to our landscape. And we sit and have lunch while we take advantage of the solar for the power bank. And Stu tops up the water. For lunch, Stu has leftovers from last night, and I just have a sandwich.
So to go with lunch, we have Portuguese tarts.
In the distance is the Hartlepool nuclear power station, which I'm sure adds another dimension to local discussions. There looks to be a lot of industry along the estuary, using the port, I'm sure, to ship in and out goods. There's all shapes and sizes of boats and ships, delivering a constantly changing view. There's quite a selection of campervans and motorhomes here, and there's even a horse-drawn cart. The beach here, as we found with all the beaches around this area, is vast and it stretches a long way. And as always, it's great to see people just out and about and enjoying the sun. And even those from the Mad Max photo shoot take time out and enjoy a walk on the beach. And I came across these areas protecting birds nesting. Those boats are really struggling to make headway in a really strong wind. But a challenge for one is an opportunity for another, and we can't believe how fast he or she is going. Looks like they're taking in the landscape like the rest of us.
Dora the Explorer, getting the shot.
We take a stroll back down the road that we came in on, and we come across these fishermen huts that belong to a local association. And then, as we get close to the boat club, we spot people gathering. And it seems that there's been an incident out in the estuary, and the lifeboats and the coast guards have been called.
Like there's a boat upside down.
And it looks like the large and the smaller lifeboats are both being used. And we start to worry about the occupants of the boat because the police and the ambulance are here as well.
Sailboat's gone over. That's the owner there.
And we're relieved to see that he's escaped unharmed. And then, just to add to the random feel of the day, a few survivors of the nuclear fallout wandered past us, heading to the cafe. We walk on and we spot this normal little harbour, And to be honest, it was nice, as we both feel that we've had a sensory overdose for the day. Unfortunately, some of the boats look a bit the worse for wear.
Poor old Jennifer, there's only half of her left. Nice little project for somebody.
We noticed the wall surrounding the boat club, and it looks like a World War II defensive position. And I'm not too sure that we'd be swimming in there after the discussion that I've just had with Lobsterman. At the end of the peninsula, we find a unique way to get down to the beach and the rocks. We walk around the lighthouse and simply enjoy the evening view. It's time to head back to Harry and make tea.
So tonight, although I haven't shared it with you, preparing it, we did chicken thighs, peppers, onion, courgettes, a bit of garlic, and then we've done lettuce, cucumber, celery, and we've done the fajita set, the El Paso fajita set, using those pockets that we had the other day. So that's where those pockets are quite good. I don't know how expensive they are though in comparison.
And we're treated to another great sunset, which is setting really quickly. And to go with the random day, out of the corner of Stu's eye...
Oh, Jack.
Have you got it?
No, a minute.
Come on, get it. That's hilarious. We've got such good footage.
That's just as I got me shot.
Oh, it's gone out of focus. Oh, brilliant. That's
You
brilliant.
couldn't write it, could you? But to be honest, we couldn't have written this day.
Oh my God.
But we still managed to get some great shots. Well, if you enjoyed this random episode, then please support us by liking and subscribing and drop us a comment, and we'll see you shortly in the next episode.